Hi everyone, I am RP. You are watching CST YouTube channel. Today is a question and answer session. So based on the comments posted, I will be answering the questions today. Before that, I want to show you two things. I have created a cover photo for our channel and just want to explain this cover photo. What is the background behind this cover photo? So as you all know, this is our logo. So to enter into any stock, so we will have few questions, so then we will have our checklist. So once this stock satisfy our checklist, then we will enter into the stock, and if it hits our target or if it hits our stop loss, then we'll look into the another stock. Means it's a cyclic process. So based on my idea name, like condition, entry, stop loss, target, so based on this I have created a trading plan strategy, and then I just created a cover photo for it. And also I have created a channel introduction. Just I want to play that video. So I hope everyone like cover photo and also the intro. Now let's go to our question and answer session. So in my laptop currently, which I'm using, I cannot use YouTube, so I just took a screenshot and explaining you the questions and answers. See here we have what is NSE and BSE, and what is Sensex, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and what is portfolio, and what is a safe amount to start for a beginner, and how to identify any stock, right? So let's answer these questions first. So what is NSE and BSE? BSE means Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE means National Stock Exchange. So BSE is a very old stock exchange in India, and comparatively NSE is the latest one. So there are around 5,000 plus companies registered in BSE, and close to 2,000 companies registered in NSE. These 2,000 are also registered in BSE. I mean to say, these all shares means the stocks can also register in both the places. There is no restriction that you have to be at only one place. Businesses can register in both the exchanges. That is what about NSE and BSE. Now let's see what is Sensex, Nifty, and Bank Nifty. So in BSE or NSE, you will see the news, right, saying today's stock market gained a few points and today's stock market came into losses. Means here there are 500 points growth and here there are some 600 points loss. Every day we'll see, right? So this is nothing but the companies registered under BSE or NSE, how they are performing. Based on that, this Sensex or Nifty, Bank Nifty, these are called as indexes. So BSE or NSE. So here what they do is they took top 30 companies which are registered under BSE, and they named it as Sensex, and the top 50 companies under NSE, and they named it as Nifty. These 30 companies, how they perform, based on that we can say the Sensex has closed in profits or closed in losses. Similarly, these top 50 companies, how they perform, based on that we can say today Nifty gained maybe 100 points or in loss of 150 points. So we can say based on these 50 companies performance, how the trade market today is. Similarly, Bank Nifty, how this Nifty consists of stocks. Similarly, Bank Nifty consists of banks. Here also all the banks which are registered in NSE will be grouped into Bank Nifty, and based on the bank performance we can say Nifty is Bank Nifty is now today it gone 600 points minus, or we can say today it is some 400 points gained, something like that. So the top 30 companies under BSE performance is grouped under Sensex index, and 50 top companies under NSE are grouped under Nifty. Similarly, banks are under Bank Nifty. Now what is portfolio? See, we register with any broker, right? So after registering, we will buy few stocks, right? So these stocks what we maintain is called a portfolio. What is safe amount to start the investment in a share market for a beginner? What I suggest is based on your income. So if you are earning around maybe let's say 10,000 per month, then you should invest only 1,000 rupees in stock market. Why I'm saying 1,000 rupees? Because there can be three type of trade: intraday, short term, long term. Intraday is the trade where you will open a trade on the same day and you will close the trade on the same day, then it is considered as intraday. And short term, short term means there can be a minimum of 1 day to, you can say, 3 months or 6 months is considered as a short term, whereas long term is more than a year. It can be 1 year to n, means up to whatever capacity you can hold, that much long is called as a long term. What is the brokerage charges? So in intraday, usually in intraday, if you open a trade, either it is a buy or sell, or it is a sell or buy. So to buy a lot, you will be charged 20 rupees, and to sell a lot, 20 rupees. Similar with sell and buy case. Okay. So, and there will be taxes and other charges. So including all, it can be close to 80 rupees. In each lot, you buy 10, 100, 1000 or lakh. The quantity doesn't matter, only the lot matters here. So this is how charges will be. And if you are doing a long term or a short term trading, which means you will buy today or sell today, but you won't close the trade on the same day. It can be tomorrow, day after, or a month or a year, right? So at that time, the charges will be something like, for suppose if you are investing 1000 rupees, then you will be charged maybe 10 rupees. And if you are did a trade of 10,000, then it will be 100, like that. So it depends. There is a percentage of transaction. It depends from broker to broker. A percentage of amount they will charge, similarly plus tax and other charges. And this is for only buying. And again, when you sell, again it is the same thing. This is about short term or long term. These are the transaction charges. So based on these transaction charges, you have to calculate your minimum amount. Why? Because for example, you bought a share of 100 rupees and you got a profit of 5 rupees, but as per the intraday charges, you will be charged on 80 rupees. If you deduct these 5 rupees, you will be loss of 75 rupees. So it's not like if you can trade with 100 and get profits. So minimum, I feel like you need 1000 rupees to do a trade. And then another thing is, as we are beginners, the little amount is a safer side, because see, in a market, as you are expecting some profits, you should also expect some loss. You should be willing to give money to the market, then only you will gain in the stock market. In the previous candle formations, what I told, this is the first candle, right? This is the open and this is the close. So the next candle, usually where it starts, opens at this position. But if you see the candle, if it's open here, it will not directly go up or it will not directly come down. There is at least 10 to 20% trace here, retraces. Means it will come to till this point and then it will go up, or it will come till this point and it will come down. So this part is called retrace, and you should be willing to give some money to the market as well. Then only you will be a successful trader. Why I'm saying is, in this example again, what I told is to put a stop loss at the end of this candle, and you should enter in this position, right? Enter here and stop loss should be here. If you don't give stop loss here and if you give somewhere here and your target is this, then as I told, the market will retrace and then it will go up, right? So when it is coming down, it will hit your stop loss first and then it will go to your target. Here, instead of gaining this much profit, you are in loss. So that is the reason you should be willing to give some amount to the market, then only you will be successful. So I hope you understood this. Or there's a video, Harami candle formation. You can see that based on how much stop loss you can give and all, you can get to know from that video. And next question is how to identify stocks and Reliance Jio thing, right? Okay, let's log into website. So this is Angel Broker. In Angel Broker, I'm just giving, so future group is which has multiple shares under it. And if you see here, F consumer is future consumer, FEL, F retail and all, right? So these are all future consumer shares. and you can see by the side here NSE, 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 and here BSE, 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 right? So which means the same stock is registered in both NSE and BSE. You can buy any of the stock or you can sell any of the stock. There is no difference. There can be slightly a price difference in some of the cases, but mostly there are no difference in NSE or BSE, which stock exchange it is. Just we need to identify our stock and trade on it. So I hope you understood how to identify a stock. You want to identify Reliance Jio, right? Yeah. If you give Reliance, then you see RCom, R Capital, Reliance, Reliance Infra and all, but there is no Reliance Retail or Reliance Jio, which comes under Reliance only, and they didn't categorized it separately. There are plans to do it separately, but right now it is under Reliance only. So you should trade under Reliance if you want to invest in Jio or retail. Okay, next, which formula to studies are helpful to read the charts? I'm planning to do separate video on candlesticks. So right now I did only one video, which is Harami candle. You can watch this video to identify how to read a chart. Similarly, there are each candle will have its own name, like engulf candle or shooting star candle, hammer candle. So these I will make a separate video on candle formations, which will help you in reading the charts very effectively. Now, okay, are there any formulas? There are several indicators called as RSI. These are famous, okay, VWAP or MACD, stochastic RSI. There are many indicators, Bollinger. There are many indicators. I will make a separate video for each of the indicator. See, to bring a indicator into the market, it has to pass through several conditions. So I'm not saying that every indicator is give you 100% results, but there can be 80 or 70 to 80% success rate in these indicators, but you have to know in which cases it works and in which cases it doesn't work. So you have to know the about indicator completely, then only you can trade. Else, as I told you, first try to know how to read a chart and then open an indicator, and in the indicator, if it is so by this Harami candle formation, what I said, if the third candle closes above this line, you can enter, right? So this is our entry, and you are checking your indicator, and indicator is also showing that it will go up. Then you can enter here and give your targets. Similarly, here you are predicting the market will go down, and similarly here indicator also showing that it will go down. Then okay, this is a confirmation from the indicator. You can easily enter here or here and take a trade. But here in this case, you are predicting it is going, the market will go down, and the indicator is showing it will go up. Then don't take a trade, but just observe in which direction the market is going. And in that case, as you expected, the market went down, but the indicator is showing wrong. Then see about that indicator, and okay, this is the case where it is failing. So identify the case and ignore this next time, right? It's not like every indicator works 100%. So that is the reason indicators can only work up to 70 to 80%. You have to be very careful. If you only depend on indicators, the success rate will be very less. Okay, there is one more question. Can you let us know when not to enter into the market? So you can see my previous video where I have mentioned about what is resistance and what is support. Okay, you have seen my Harami candle formation candle also, right? Then in my video, what I said, the first candle should be big, and second candle should be somewhere inside of these two lines, and the third candle, either it should go down or go up. So here in this case, the third candle came close to here, okay, and closed, and it's given a confirmation for a buy, but we have a resistance here. So here, and the Harami candle is 1:1 or 1:2 ratio should be our target. And if you see here, if you enter here in this position, there is not even a 0.5% of target you will reach here, right? It has to cross this resistance, then only you will reach 1:1 or 1:2 ratio, which is not possible here. Then you need to identify, instead of taking a trade here, you need to identify whether it breaks this resistance level or not. And if it breaks also, you should not immediately enter. You have to wait at least 15 minutes, at least 3 successful candle formations above this line. Then you can say at least, okay, now this market went above this resistance level, then you have to identify what is the next resistance level. This resistance will become support now, and accordingly you should trade. Similar case with the support. First it came here like this and this, and again it closed here. Now as per our candle formation, the market will go down, but actually here there is no scope for the market to go down here, because the support can make the trend reverse. So now if it retraces back, then you took a trade of sell, but it is going up above your level and you will be in losses. So when you are close to resistance and support level, you have to be very careful and see whether it is breaking the support or resistance level or not, and based on that only you should take a trade. So this is one of the example where you should not enter into the market. I hope I answered all the questions. Keep posting your doubt in all my videos. I will answer all your questions in weekends. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe. Do let me know your thoughts in comment section below. Thank you.